Darren Preston, Achilles Montoya with you for this 8th all-time meeting between CSUN and Princeton. Jordan Lucas will be the first server of the night. Right to left as we see it. Thanks for joining us here on ESPN+. Tigers will get the first swing, and straight down the middle it goes. Owen Mellon, number 3 in the EIVA in kills per set.
Yeah, watch for these back row attacks. Really fast out of there. Both teams want to establish the middle first before going pin to pin.
First server for the Tigers will be Andrew Warner, a pin hitter, 6'5" senior from Phoenix, Arizona. Again, they have 9 Californians on this Tiger roster. Regular season EIVA champions last year, led by Sam Schweisky, 17th season as the head coach, and he is a 3-time EIVA Coach of the Year, including the 2025 season. Theo Edwards, of course, in his 4th year at the helm. The Matadors, it's been a while, a little bit more than a week actually since they've taken the court. There's an overpass, and Shane Nem making his 9th start of the year. He'll put down the overpass, the middle 6'4" senior out of Union City.
And Shane gets the kill right there, but it really starts with the serve. It's one of their favorite things about using Grayson as a middle is that he has a great serve from the baseline.
Albers, nice serve down the middle to Roman Alviar, the libero in the orange jersey. Cross-court swing, that is good from Ryan Vina, 6'7" senior from Manhattan Beach, went to Loyola High. Again, Princeton coming off their biggest win of the year. It was their first true road victory of the year, and they did it against the number 12 UCSD Tritons in 5 sets. They won the first 2. As Achilles pointed out earlier, they were nearly reverse swept, but they managed to get their second win in the 5th set. Nem again, 2 for 2 in the middle for Shane Nem.
Just really impressive play by Owen, taking that ball, which probably would have landed over if he wouldn't have jumped, but that's the benefit of having a big, strong, physical setter like Owen Doffner in the back.
Doffner is at the line, 14 aces on the year to lead the Matadors. Jump serve, he's going to go long. And the Tigers tied early at 3. Princeton is on their spring break. Ironically, this is their 2nd trip to Southern California. The first time they were here, they played Concordia and USC. They were actually on their winter break. A winter break and spring break in the same season. It was in it was the 3rd week of January. They extended out a long winter vacation and able to make 2 Southern California trips. So a lot of them are coming home. There's an ace serve, first one of the night. And they'll, as part of this trip, they'll have just the 2 matches. They'll head home after this, get back into EIVA play this weekend. Jump serve coming up. Ryan Vina goes down the middle to Chris Carnezis in the red libero jersey. Right pin, and there's Kaufman. He puts it down out on the right pin, getting a start tonight for Avila. Hank Kaufman, his 6th start of the year.
And a really impressive swing down the line at the outside hand of Princeton's block. Typically harder for right-handed attackers to do that on the right side.
54th kill of the year for Kaufman. Kelly, a quick back set, can't go down for Whitfield in the middle. Out to the left, and the Matadors have a block up. That is Phillips and Nem. First block of the night for CSUN to retake the lead. And the Matadors will be 0-1 in the Big West when the Tritons roll in here. Got swept by them 8 nights ago in La Jolla. Serve goes long, so I don't know if there's ever such thing as a must-win your 2nd match into a conference season. That might be it. The Big West just so loaded, of course, with Hawaii, UC Irvine, Long Beach State. You never know what you're going to get, of course, out of UC Santa Barbara, so really have to come back strong and return the favor on Friday. Jump serve here for Owen Mellon. That's no good. Matadors are 6-1 at home this year. 3-0 neutral site contest, so playing well in the non-true road contest. They run the middle, and there's Whitfield, 6'7" junior out of Virginia Beach. A couple of NCAA tournament appearances in recent years for the Tigers. The 2022 team Last year they won the regular season but did not win the MIVA postseason tournament. One-on-one, Albers cannot get it down. CSUN again out to the left. Off a soft touch from Lucas. Tigers will run it. Whitfield from the back, bring it in. And scoring off a touch is Andrew Warner, 6'5" senior.
Warner just getting crafty in there and found the underneath of Grayson's block. Grayson's going to want that one back and thinking about pressing low and across. It's not about height on some of those tall balls.
Whitfield at the line. Jump it up, ball taken by Kaufman in the back. Get it to Doffner from the 10-foot line. The ball will be slammed in the net from Kaufman. And Princeton, 3 points in a row to lead at 8-6. Crowd still filing in here at Premier America for this midweek non-conference contest. Back to the Big West on Friday night. Front row, Kelly backside off the tape and dug up by the Tigers from Vina's ball, and the Matadors in transition score. Jordan Lucas.
Really impressive swing in transition there by Lucas. Does a good job of hustling to get off the net so you can be violent and go slow to fast. It's a term you hear with a lot of volleyball players. Go slow to fast and still be violent in those quick plays.
Another EIVA team is in town in the Los Angeles area tonight, and that's Penn State taking on Pepperdine. Penn State would be the favorite out of the EIVA, but even though the Tigers got off to kind of a slow start this year, they have to feel rejuvenated after their huge win in La Jolla on Monday night, so they're going to push quite hard here down the stretch of the season. Doffner out to the right side, and Phillips will score. Leading attacker, 3.83 kills per set.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot from him, especially in those scenarios where CSUN does not want to run to go any longer. Go and feed your horse. Your big gun over there, Jalen Phillips.
Hitting .338 on the year as Doffner continues to run a high-profile offense. He's trying to do so here. Out to the left, high off the wall, and back into the net it goes. That should be a Matador point. Tigers came up celebrating. I think trying to sell that, but it's a CSUN point, 9-9.
Looks like we're going to get a challenge here.
Maybe.
Or maybe just questioning if that ball was out of bounds.
Yeah, we're going to have our first look of the night, 18 points in. They're going to, I think, look at whether, let's see. Do we see a finger go up? I don't know. Maybe a potential net.
Net?
Yeah.
Net violation.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So they're saying that the Matadors might have been in the net. We'll take a look across the way. First challenge for either side tonight. Yeah, another player to watch tonight, Owen Mellon, number 3 in the EIVA in kills per set, and they have a terrific junior setter from El Segundo, Nolan Kelly. Really was lights out, especially on defense in their win in La Jolla, and number 3 in the EIVA in digs per set. Anything on replay there?
Not sure they're watching that part of the play. If they called for a net, might have been earlier. Yeah.
See anything here?
I don't think this is the part that they were challenging. So it's clearly out of bounds. They're not going to get anything from there. If they're challenging the net, it was probably earlier in the play. Yeah, but it is fun to watch in slow-mo. Body parts flying. That's the men's volleyball. High and fast and body parts flying. I like it.
Good to have Coach Montoya joining us again tonight, and he came running over here from a practice right across the way with a whole minute to spare. Glad to have him. He made it.
Yeah.
How's the team looking? And by the way, 5 months away. Can you believe it, from the start of the season? And excited for it again.
Yeah, it's crazy. It sneaks up fast, but I'm excited to be here and watch Theo and the gang kind of get after it. But we're excited about our group returning a lot and got some good new pieces coming in as well. So it should be a fun year. Let's see what the call is.
Well, the verdict is in. Took a while.
Yeah,
and the call stands. All right, so that is one challenge burned for Princeton at 9-9 in set one. Jordan Lucas will be the server, 7 aces on the season. And a little floater down the sideline. Vina, got a 5-footer, tipped over the wall. Pop back over, Tigers get it back. Straight down the middle, Lucas with the dig from Mellon's attack. And there's Kaufman on the left. Third-year sophomore from Santa Clarita. A couple of kills early. The 6th start of the year.
And Theo Edwards looking to give him the nod because he thinks he's a little bit more physical, and they're going to try to overpower some of the right sides that they'll be facing in the Big West down the road.
Tigers run the middle with Wells out to the right side. Warner can't get it down. Run Warner again. Carnizas overpass, and thank you very much, says Ethan Wells, the 6'8 sophomore from Davis. A lot of Princeton fans here, as you would expect. They have 9 Californians on their roster. And they were obviously had a real treat on Monday night in their incredible victory. 5 at number 12, UC San Diego. Ball served to the far sideline. Doffner, and dumped down easily, Grayson Albers.
Really, really clever play right there to find the open ground. He gets the same amount of points if he would have bounced that ball to the rafters, but saw that there was no one behind that block and tipped it perfectly for the CSUN Matadors to score.
Albers serving, 13 aces on the year. That's one shy of the team lead. Matadors in front now, off the block and down for Andrew Warner.
And we got a pretty good angle of it right here, and our viewers at home might as well. These attackers are coming from the back row, but they're setting it around 5 feet off the net, so they're flying in there, taking a big broad jump. So they're essentially 4 front row attackers for the Princeton Tigers.
Ethan Wells at the line. Little jump. Ball down the middle of Kaufman. Get it to Doffner. Backside Phillips. Denied. Gets his own ball back. Matadors will run it again. Joust. And it is won by CSUN. Boy, that's, I don't know if that was a true joust, but it looks like they both touched it at the same time and it went backwards on the Princeton side. You don't usually see that happen.
Sometimes it's timing, and you actually want to be the second person on the ball sometimes to make sure that you have the last touch and can really manipulate it there.
Doffner with a 1-point lead. Front court Kelly. Backside. Vina slams it off the wall. Senior went to Loyola High. They're big and strong in the middle between him and Wells and Whitfield. Vina standing deep. 12-12 in set one, and that one's way out of bounds. Halfway through it, CSUN retakes the lead.
A little bit of a miss hit there. Don't expect too many from him. He's a big part of this Tiger offense.
Kaufman. Down the middle, that's an overpass. Jordan Lucas can't get it down. Ball tipped on 2 by Kelly. Back to the Matadors. To the right, Shane Nem. That's out. Oh, that's a point that Matadors have to win.
Yeah, definitely want that one back. You create an overpass. You don't capitalize on that. Then you get a good middle run. You just miss it wide.
You have to look at that point on film and stress to the guys that that's come Big West play on Friday. That's the kind of point that you cannot lose.
Right.
Owen Mellon And the senior hits the tape and taken by Carnizas. Run the middle, they go right back to them. This has popped up in the back row. Mellon out to the left, little tip for Warner. Phillips off the soft block, kept alive. Kelly for the 2 ball, dug out. Tigers out to the left, and a roof.
Watch out!
Shanem and Jalen Phillips.
And that's a double block that I don't think anybody should be trying to test in the country. Those are 2 flyers that touch over 12 feet. That ball's tight inside. I think Andrew Werner even there had to celebrate it after, just be like, I'm glad to be a part of a highlight that electric.
Shea Nem in his 9th start of the year. Couple of set 1 blocks in there for Joel Favarim, at least the start. Boaz Surson is in to serve. Ball taken in the back by Owen Mellon. Mellon will swing from 10 and knock it through Lucas and down. That's a tough play all the way around. Mellon got it.
Yeah, I'm just really impressed by him to create that angle and swing that way. CSUN kind of caught off guard. You don't expect an aggressive swing in those type of moments, and didn't secure a good block.
Whole bunch of ties in this first set, and here's another one at 14. Jump serve, Whitfield puts it in play. Doffner out to the left, Jordan Lucas with authority.
What a way to head into the technical timeout. Jordan Lucas just cranking that down the line.
Nobody has called a timeout yet, so we will take the media timeout at 15-14 in set 1 on ESPN+. It's been a tight first set, 12 ties and 5 lead changes already in this 15-14 set. And the Matadors coming out hitting 400. Princeton 286. 4 kills already for Hank Kaufman.
Yeah, really stepping into that role, you know, to be a more physical presence at the net for the Matadors on the outside. So he's kind of got the green light, like, hey, you're in there to score points and be physical. You might as well get after it.
Jalen Phillips, 1 kill, 2 blocks, and he is back to serve, leaning in and out of play. So that results in our 13th tie in a 15-all game here. Nolan Kelly, maybe the biggest reason the Tigers were able to pull off an upset on Monday night at UC San Diego. Ball taken by Kaufman. Backside, out to the right, Phillips. Dug out, and look out over there. Across the scorer's table, and Schweisky pulling back Rowan Alvear.
Good to see that he's all right. You always appreciate those good efforts. They're jumping over chairs and score tables. Glad to see he's okay.
Lucas. Vina with the reception out to the right side. Soft little touch, beautifully done by Andrew Warner.
Very crafty to go after the off blocker, there's a call, especially when it's a setter. You tip it over there. Owen Doffner, even though he dove for it, right, couldn't get it up. And even if he would have gotten it up, now you just took out your setter by making him take that first contact. So I like the idea there by Princeton.
3 kills to lead Princeton for Andrew Warner, who is back to serve. Puts it high in the sky, leans in, and puts it in play to Lucas. Doffner, run Albers, dug up. Out to the left side it goes, and Owen Doffner will get a block solo. He's also the leading Matador blocking man. That's his 32nd block of the year.
That's pretty impressive, and for him to go, know he's solo, and at the last second dive both of his hands across the net. You can see here, boom! Just absolutely takes away so much court.
Matadors back on top. Kelly run the middle. Wells can't get it down. CSUN looking for a 2-point lead, and that is good from Kaufman. His 5th kill, and the Matadors finally able to win a service point.
Absolutely, forces a Princeton timeout, but you just love when Kaufman swings at the peak of his jump into those corners. There's no defense in that spot. All
right, we'll leave it here, and yeah, you know, these two teams have been going point for point. We talked how they had 13 ties at by the time we got to 15 all. So to see the Matadors able to get a service victory, that's kind of big at this stage of the game.
Absolutely. And to have those two types of plays for sure. You know, going back to Owen and what he does as a blocker, it just relieves a lot for a lot of these inexperienced middles here.
Take a look at what's going on in the Big West. Of course, we're very young still in the conference season. UCSD 8 days ago beat the Matadors in 3 in La Jolla, but then fell to UC Santa Barbara. The Gauchos have a 2-match series this week with UC Irvine. The Anteaters, absolutely one of the top teams in the country, sitting at number 4. CSUN ranking is actually number 17 coming into the week. Long Beach State will be here on March 27th. Them and Hawaii 2 and 3 respectively. Hawaii's got UCLA coming to Honolulu this weekend. All right, Albers coming off the service win. Forcing Princeton into its first timeout, is back to serve in play. Good serve to Mellon. Out of the back, flag is up, no touch, a hitting error for Andrew Warner, and the Matadors have their biggest lead of 3.
Yeah, and they drew it up perfectly, kind of how they wanted it. There's a seam in that block for them to attack, just a little bit of mistime there on that attack, and it sailed long.
Albers gets served down the line, run the middle, overpass and out.
Fantastic run by Grayson there. It's just so important, especially when your middles are back to serve. Can you get a point or two? That's really all you're asking.
Ethan Wells at the line. That is in play, down the middle to Lucas, out to the right side, and Phillips off the wall and out. And Jalen puts CSUN at 20. Doffner will serve. Another nice first set. He's led a .351 offense throughout the year. Backside, little tip. Vina can't get it down. Carnizas bump it across the way. Phillips again. That's going to be a kill off Warner's left fist. Jalen Phillips puts the Tigers at 21-17, and this is going to be so important as we go forward. How well can you play in the red zone, as they say, once you've hit 20?
Absolutely.
Matadors have all in all done a good job in that this year, but it's always room for improvement. That's, a lot of these sets, we all know, are decided 25-23,
right,
28-26. And it's points in the 20s are monstrous. Left side, cross court, ball dug out by Carnizas. Kaufman, 2 blockers up for Princeton. Doffner again to Kaufman. Dug by Kelly. He had 9 of them. Match high at UCSD. Lucas with the dig.
Good play here.
Right side, and our longest point of the night, won by Phillips.
When rallies go long, you need your best players to step up when there's not as much energy and just finish off points.
Second timeout called by Princeton as the Matadors get the separation. 22-17. We'll step aside on ESPN+.
We got a problem, okay? I just found out that 2 guys auditioned for the Mario Brothers. So? They're actual brothers, too.
Oh, no.
Hi, I'm Peyton Manning, auditioning for the part of Mario.
And it's a me, Luigi Lai.
No, not doing that.
Power up, power up. Boing, 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 boing.
The Mario Brothers are here.
Our jobs are safe, don't worry. We're good.
Boing, boing.
Oh, just stress sweated through my 3rd set of scrubs. Totally normal, it's very healthy. I'm sure it's not a sign of emotional unraveling.
Not at all. It is a sign you need new Secret Clinical Antiperspirant with 3 times sweat protection.
But what if I have sensitive skin?
Secret is made with luxury skincare ingredients, like a unique hyaluronic acid complex, and actively strengthens your skin barrier with every use. For antiperspirant that's also anti-irritation.
Thanks.
Got a bunch?
You must sweat a lot.
But you never know. Secret, stay fresher under pressure.
7 of the last 9 points for CSUN, backed by a .464 offense. And the Pins, Achilles, 10 for 14 for CSUN.
Yeah, they're just really making efficient plays and not causing too many unforced errors. So Princeton has to earn every single point that they're trying to win here.
Doffner setting that offense, and that one is not going to make it.
I was going to want that one back. Luckily, Matador still have a 4-point lead here, so he's going to be okay. And luckily, he's plenty confident. He'll be fine.
I feel like we see that from somebody once in a while.
Once in a while. It's typically not someone as skilled as Owen, for sure. So he'll be all right. We'll laugh about that down the road.
Vina leans in, down the middle of the Carnizas. Doffner in the middle of the court, out to the left pin, and right through the wall. Phillips again. He is 6 for 7 without an error. 2 points from this first set. CSUN has played remarkable volleyball in the back half of this first set. It wasn't too bad in the first half of the set either. Out to the left, 3 blockers, and it is blocked. Okay, so that's down. Shay Nem and Jalen Phillips, Jordan Lucas also there, but the first 2 guys, their 3rd block of the set, and that's 4-0 in blocking in the set.
Yes. That's just really hard to challenge that block, especially when they're set up and not a perfect pass scenario.
24-18, a run of 8-2. Backside Vina. Phillips, the ball trickles off the block across the court. Dumped, and Phillips retrieves it on 3, free ball. Tigers on the move with Kelly out to the left side, 2 blockers up. I'll run it again to Vina out on the right. Carnizas with the dig. Lucas, roofed. Kelly up there with Whitfield and Ambrose Engling, who just checked in a moment ago, sophomore out of Middleton, Wisconsin.
A lot of craziness going on there. Really good big swings and covered balls. Players hitting the floor.
Engling will serve. Princeton just got their first block of the match after Matadors had the first 4 tonight. Still in great shape as CSUN. Mop up the court a little bit. Again, back with you on Friday the 13th, 6 o'clock. Match 2 of a 4-match homestand, season-long 4-match homestand. UC San Diego will be here. Jessup and Long Beach State, the other 2 opponents here in March. Front court Doffner, right side Phillips, that is down, and what a monster first set for Jalen Phillips. Unofficially, he goes 7 for 8 in the first set, and the Matadors lights out in set 1, 25-19 over Princeton. Step aside, Doffner running a remarkable offense through 1 set tonight, drowning you in the conference like the Tritons. So
absolutely.
All right, we are ready to go. Set 2, Nolan Kelly. The 2 teams swap sides. Tigers in the orange and black, Matadors in the red and white in this 8th meeting. CSUN is 4-3 all time against Princeton. And away we go, set number 2. Out to the left side, Kaufman, and the Tigers get their 2nd block of the night, first point of the set.
You just got to imagine a lot of these moments, they're going to start, keying in on Kaufman, especially in this rotation where Jalen Phillips is in the back row.
Nolan Kelly, setter at El Segundo, puts it in play to Lucas. Doffner has to chase down the pass. Albers does not get it down. Ball back set from the libero Alviar. Matadors dig it up. Kaufman through 3 blockers. The ball kind of drops there on Vina. He can't do anything with it. Tight to the net, and the Matadors are on the board. Set 2.
Nolan Kelly's going to want that ball back. Yes, their off blocker, the outside, seemed to be stressed out, but just a tough angle for him to get that all the way for their opposite to the right side.
Grayson Albers at the line. Number 2 on the team with 13 aces, puts it in play, out to the right side, off the tape, and down. Getting a start in set 2 is Ambrose Engling on the pin for the Tigers, and he's back to serve. At a block at the end of set 1. Engling Carnizas down the middle, run the middle. Shane Nem had 3 blocks in the first set. Dump down, center, dump, Owen Doffner.
Those perfect contacts just help Owen so much. With him in his high release, he looked exactly the same when he set Shane before, said, pull the trigger with my left hand where no one is.
Owen can certainly do that. His 35th kill of the year right there. Out to the left, Jordan Lucas, a back row dig from Warner. Whistle, Princeton points. That is a 4th touch on CSUN.
Didn't clear the net that time.
Tristan Whitfield rotation. Ended up having 14 ties in the first set, but 13 of those were by the time we got to 15 all. Matadors took charge. That one goes long. Told you Princeton, this is their 2nd Southern California trip. Front court, Kelly. Out to the right side, Vina cross court. The first time around, they were not happy at all the way they played. Actually got swept by Concordia. But that was during a long time ago, 2nd weekend of the season.
Yeah. Coach Sam Schwesky, he knows we got to travel out west. If we plan on playing in the NCAA tournament, we're going to have to play against some of the better teams, and majority of the field is going to come out from west. And he knows early on we're most likely going to have to win the EIVA if we want to make this tournament. So
Doffner and them, and did they ever come back strong this past Monday night? One-on-one there, and it's going the way of Warner. Phillips was up there.
Yeah.
Warner got a touch.
Sometimes it's just timing, and sometimes, like we talked about early before, on these 50-50 joust balls, you just want to be the second person on the ball so that way you can manipulate it. It sounds kind of counterproductive, but sometimes being first on the ball actually is not helpful in those jousts.
Ryan Vina, senior from Manhattan Beach, with a 2-point lead in the 2nd set. Down the middle with velocity to Carnizas, and Kaufman is roofed. So the last couple of blocks, last 3 blocks actually now going Princeton's way tonight. That's Wells up front with Warner. Kelly there too.
Yeah, just a really good dive. I think Kaufman actually did a good job swinging high. You just want to prevent those thunder blocks that are not coverable. Just sometimes it's misfortune.
Vina, same spot, so Carnizas in the middle back. And Shane Nem scores. Shane Nem in his 9th start of the year, 6'4" senior from Union City. 3 blocks in that first set. Nem is serving. Down 2, that's wide. Now the Matadors did not have an ace in the first set, and they had 5 service errors, already a couple of early ones here in the second, with Warner to serve. That's a good serve, and they thought they may have had it, but it does go wide.
It's a really impressive eye by some of these passers. I thought for sure that was in, or at least it was going to drop, all that velocity and topspin, but that's why they pass it, and I did not as a player.
Jump serve, Phillips. Good serve, taken off the floor there by Alvear, and the Tigers run their offense well. What a play by Alvear.
I really like that play, and it might be hard for our viewers to see at home, but typically when the setter gets closer to the pin that they are setting, they bring that ball higher. Princeton kept the tempo, and it kept CSUN off balance so that they could push it off the block pretty easily. That was pretty impressive.
Rowan Alvear, their 5'9" sophomore from Hayward. Bishop O'Dowd high up north. Made that pass. 8-5 Tigers. Run the middle where Grayson Albers, but it is popped up. Out to the left. Angling is dug. Carnizas overpass. Matadors back on the move. Doffner out to the left. Little skip shot. Lucas. He got a score. Jordan Lucas.
Really crafty. Those in-between seams, it gets really tough for the line defender and middle back to know, are you shifting up or whatnot? Jordan Lucas did a great job, said, hey, I don't have my power swing right now, but let's see how connected Princeton's defense is, and they clearly were not on the same page, and he found that corner.
Right now, Sam Schweisky is kind of going to town on the down ref and not happy about something. Captain's going to come on over.
There's something in one of those joust plays.
Yeah.
Maybe they're counting touches.
By the way, the crew tonight, Larry Schwartz up, Robin Burton down, Ted Grissom, Eric Herrera presiding over the lines. See Sam Schweisky, 17th year head coach, 3-time EIVA and reigning coach of the year.
Yeah.
He's had a couple of these lengthy arguments. He's 0 for 1 on challenges.
He's one of the most respected in men's college volleyball for sure. What he's done in the EIVA and being a pinnacle of making that conference very strong. The Big West and the MPSF historically have been fantastic, but him and what he's done at Princeton has just been fantastic for the men's game.
All right, so we play on. Lucas from left to right, in play to Engling in the back. Out to the right side, Vina off a touch, saved by Phillips in the corner, free ball. Tigers up 2 and maybe get a swing here. Little tip shot, but it is dug out and nothing else doing. Doffner had a look at that, but gonna go as a kill on a tip.
Yeah, that's one of the things that, you know, we talk about in our gym, a lot of players. If you're in doubt, you want to put pressure. You want to put pressure on the setter and right back defense. They're primarily not your ball handlers. And even though Owen made a really good move to that and tried, he's just not as experienced as the liberos and the outsides in handling that first contact.
Matadors mopping up again, down 3. Up 1 set, 25-19. Matadors holding steady at that 17th position this week in the AVCA poll. Crucial week, very crucial week. They're all going to be crucial really from here on out, but
for sure.
Starting to get towards the later stages of the season. 9-6. Service error. Grayson Albers hits the tape. Vina on the sideline with the pass. It's tipped over by Whitfield. Out to the left, Kaufman. That's dug back row by Warner. Tigers. And that one is set to nobody in particular, so the Matadors win the point.
Yeah, Shane M's kind of shaken up right there. Maybe he might have stepped on someone. He's going to take his time here. Let's see. Lands right there. Yeah, hopefully he's okay. Tough kid. It's a Bay Area kid, so naturally he's going to be tough, just like myself, right? So.
All right. Front row, Kelly in the middle, Whitfield denied. Tigers run it again, this time to Vina on the left, and he's going to score off 2 touches.
I've been really impressed with Vina. It's not typical that you see an opposite that's consistently in the passing lanes, right? An opposite, same position as Jalen Phillips. He's got good touch, but he's typically hit, right? He is passing and attacking on both pins. They really count on him for his offense.
Engling puts it in play. Doffner in, and oh boy, was that supposed to go to Nem?
Yeah, it definitely was. So he's signaling for a 3 ball, which is further out. Doffner put it right on top of his head, which you typically call a 1. So I think Doffner thought it was a 1. He wanted to go to him. Shane definitely thought it was a 3, and that's why there was that miscommunication there.
Puts the Tigers back up 3. Carnizas with a solid pass to Doffner, and this time Nem, and that is no good. Wow. Gonna have to call a timeout.
Yeah. He just missed that. That was good connection. I think he just wanted all of it and just a really, really hard angle.
Timeout, 12-8. We'll go to break. Tigers have their biggest lead of the night on ESPN+. Flipping the script here in set 2 after a 25-19 Matador win. They are up. The Tigers are 12-8 in the second, and the Matadors are minus 125 on offense, and the Tigers on top of that have the last 3 blocks in this match. And have not trailed it in set 2 either.
Yeah, just some kind of, not unrealistic plays, but just some things, just some miscues from CSUN right now. So really like the timeout from Coach Theo Edwards there to kind of calm them down, and they immediately respond with a big block.
Nevin Doffner on the right on a first ball that was nearly an overpass. A little tip in the middle from Doffner and managed to get it over on 2.
Yeah.
But
well, I love to see Shane and Owen get that big block right there, especially after that miscue offensively that they had earlier in this set.
as bad as it's been offensively for CSUN in this set, still down just by 3 and hitting negatively. Matadors are in this set, so reason for optimism, and with authority, the hammer shot from Tristan Whitfield, just his second kill, but a loud second kill.
And I'd say a lot of the credit goes to Rowan right there. That's a tough serve by Owen, right on the money so that you can run the offense. We were just talking about Bay Area kids, so there's another Hayward guy right there. Got to give my shout outs.
Hayward getting a lot of love tonight here on ESPN+. Out to the left, joust there, picked up by the Tigers. Nolan Kelly set the backside, and Vina attacks and scores.
Really, really good matchup that you're going to want to see on the far side of the court right now. You got 2 opposites just dueling it out. They're lining up Jalen there because he can match the physicality of Ryan Vina.
Whitfield up by 5. That was a match high. So a service error. Kaufman at the service line. Matadors are going to have to get hot at some point at the service line here in set 2. Ball up front to Kelly, backside Vina. Tip popped up by Nem. Doffner sliding down, and the Tigers have a triple block against Lucas. That's a stat that has changed significantly from sets 1 to 2.
Yeah. And that physicality there, that's just something that Jordan Lucas, he has a cannon. He can hit it so hard and he can get crafty. But when he goes after big blocks, that's where they can maybe get in a little bit of trouble, right? So that's something to look at there. Now, obviously, Ryan Vina now back to serve. Smaller right side blocker with the setter for Princeton.
Ball taken by Carnizes. Backside Phillips, 5 steps off the net, denied, picked up by Nem. Running again, Phillips. Covered there by Carnizes back row. Phillips a third time, and this time off speed and clear the wall.
And I like it. I thought he had some really good swings high into the block. They were covered and controlled, and then just put it right down their back with that shot right there. Just really nothing that you can do unless you knew it was coming. Really hard.
8 kills for Phillips. I believe that's his first one in the set. Left side, and it goes over the shoulder of Warner. The Tiger lead is down to 3.
Yeah, some of those tough ones that I talked about earlier today when the setter gets closer. They're going to keep tempo or lob it up.
Kelly, backside. There's Vina again. Kind of been hitting all over the court.
Yeah.
Left, right, center.
From the back row, the front row, he really is someone that he might not be lining it up all the time, but he's never out of it for Princeton's offense.
Here's Andrew Warner. Leans in. Strong serve the Kaufman down the middle of the court. Run Albers, and Grayson will put it down. Boy, that was an incredible pass off such a strong serve.
It really was, and especially you got to appreciate there, right? Because Hank's in there to bring a more physical presence at the net. And if he can handle his first contact, so that's passing or defensively, he's really going to have a big impact for CSUN.
Boaz Surson off the bench. Four aces on the season for Surson. Misses that one.
Tough situation to come off the bench and serve in those scenarios, but you want to try to prevent those uglier misses into the net. Maybe make Princeton have to make a decision, but Theo is so confident to go to Boaz in those scenarios, so expect to see him later tonight.
Ethan Wells the serve. In play to Kaufman. Doffner out to the left side for Jordan Lucas. Picked up by Vina. Got the Matadors again. Phillips off the soft block. Tigers run their offense. Angling. Phillips popped it up, but just out of the range of Doffner. And the Tigers extend out to a 5-point lead again. Matadors have one timeout left. If they do not win this point, I think Theo probably uses it.
Yeah.
Wells at the line. In play to Lucas. Doffner, 2-ball dump. Another kill for Doffner. He's had a couple of 2-ball kills.
Yeah.
That's a must point there. That, you know, couldn't afford to go down by 6
Yeah, it
right
really
there.
seems like it too. And there's been a couple of miscommunications as far as attacking. So why not just take it into your own hands and slam it down?
That certainly is not going to help. Follow up with a service error. Nolan Kelly to serve. In play, front court Doffner, run the middle. Grayson Albers connects. They almost picked that one up. Grayson Albers going to factor in the middle of the court. Matadors are going to need a service run. Might be the right man to do it here. He's put them out of a system a couple times tonight.
Yes.
So.
And that's all you really want to ask for your servers. Yes, some of them will get aces, but the biggest thing is, can you put them out of system so our defense can set up in a more predictable situation?
Overpass there, knocked down, so case in point, Shane Nem starts with a serve, and then Shane Nem gets the freebie.
That's good too, because after Shane's missed a couple at the attacking point, give him one of those, get his confidence going, get the juices going. Now he's got to do it as a blocker as well.
Don't like the service error there. You know, when you have an opportunity to go on a little bit of run with a really good server.
Yeah, tough spot. You want him to be aggressive. He's been one of their more consistent servers there, but you know, there's still a little bit of game left here. CSUN's going to want to make a quick side out.
Matadors 10th of the night and exchanged for an ace. So not a good sequence for CSUN, and you might have to call your second timeout. See if Theo ends up doing it. Certainly walking over to the down ref right now, and he will call the second timeout. Tigers match their biggest lead of 5, 21-16, looking to level the match on ESPN+. What? I guess there wasn't a timeout. All right, we're back. We don't know if we thought Theo had called the timeout there, but apparently he did not, because he still has one left.
Perfect pass by Jordan Lucas. Kill to the 116 by Shane.
Made the signal timeout, but I guess he didn't officially call it. Out to the left side. 2 blockers up for the Matadors, who pulled it within 3, Nem and Phillips. So this is the spot. This has to be the spot right here where you gain another point or two on serve. Doffner, for now, Princeton calls the timeout. And we will keep it here this time.
There's some friendly banter right now between the two coaches, Sam and Theo. I think it had to do with the miscommunication. Was that a timeout or not? But yeah, Sam's going to take his here while he still has a 3-point lead. let his Tigers kind of take a deep breath. Let's control it from the service line. Don't worry about those big points and get back to what we've been doing for majority of the set here.
Well, the Matadors have won the last 2 points. They won a Doffner serve, and they have a look at this second set. It's been statistically a very shaky set for CSUN, yet they have the look at coming back and winning it. Just down 3 at this stage, but you know, just hitting 103 in the set and outblocked 5-2 in set. Actually 4-2 in set 2. And the Tigers winning the hitting by 170 points.
Right.
So
yeah, hard to win with those kind of numbers there. And there's been a couple of miscommunications. They've stepped it up. I don't think it's too late right now, but luckily, right, you got Jalen Phillips in the front row. You got Owen Doffner as your server, and you got some really good defense on the back behind, probably your biggest block. So if there's any time for a run right here, CSUN has the crew to do it.
first step is to get the ball in play out of a timeout. Doffner does just that. Kelly in the middle. Whitfield connects. So that's a good serve, but even a better pass and connection there.
And a little off center, you don't find the middle typically in those situations, but kudos to Princeton. You know, I think Dio's telling Shane that middle, you got to take another step because they're willing to fling it up from there.
Whitfield is now 3 for 7, swinging. He's back to serve. That one's flying out. 19 will serve 22. Got Kaufman now at the line. CSUN without an ace, but at times the serving has been tough enough to put him out of system. Won't put him out of system there. Backside, Vina, and Matadors get a huge break. Vina, cross court, goes into the net, just his second hitting error on 16 swings.
Really good break right there. That's the matchup that they want. You got Vina on Jordan, who's a little bit smaller as a blocker, not a slouch.
That's out. No touch, and the ball goes out. Another break. They had a ball set up towards the middle of the court.
I see
Take a look here.
Challenge here. They're pretty confident that they got something on that way.
The ball, I didn't see a touch on the replay one we're looking at, but he had a little bit of space there towards the right side of the court. This is a huge decision here because if you're going to look at it. Yeah, they are going to look at it. Probably even if it's 0 for 1 on challenges, it's worth a look because if he wins it, there's a big difference in the scoreboard here. 23-20 instead of 22-21.
Yeah, the CSUN's been on a little bit of a run. If they lose this, it's going to be a 5-1 run. So you're looking at this attack. Did it touch the block? Oh, this is the previous one that went into the net. Okay, but you're looking at the next play. We'll get that up in a second here, I imagine. But the thing that you're looking for, Chris Carney just slid in to try and defend. So does it hit the block or does it hit Chris? It looks like that reaction happened once the ball passed him. It's really hard. You got to understand, for those at home, these balls are flying around, 70+ miles per hour. Looked like it was clearly out.
That's thing for sure that it did hit anybody.
Yeah. So once again, there's different angles that we can look at. There's a net camera. You never know. I think, sometimes you see a little bit of a different spin on the ball. It wasn't over the top. Maybe it was a little bit of left to right. So Princeton might think that had to happen because it touched someone there. But, I'm okay using a challenge in this moment. You want to save, have something else. If it does get away from you here, maybe another point by CSUN. Whether they get this or not, potentially by getting another timeout. Fun little angle here. I don't know. It's tough. It's always so tough, and it has to be definitive, right?
Calling the court is matter of a point. So they're always looking at something a little different than what we're looking at, too. That's another thing to keep in mind. This is a huge decision either way because you're looking at a 3-point or a 1-point difference in the 20s here.
Yep.
So if you're Schweisky, you almost had to use it there because if you know it, you got to do everything you can to level the match.
Right. Especially because it's so hard to win here. CSUN's been so good, and he knows that. You know, Theo and Sam, they schedule each other almost all the time. I know they're close friends. I think they partake in a podcast about men's volleyball together as well. So it's kind of this mutual agreement that they'll always play each other. So he knows how hard it is to get a victory here. Quickly you can tell by which direction she walks to. It's always the opposite. Uh-oh. Oh, a little bit of pump fake there, yeah.
All right, call is going to be upheld. That's certainly what we saw on our monitor here. So the call stands. That means Princeton is 0 for 2 on challenges. And the Matadors are within 1. They were down 5 at 21-16. Kaufman puts it in play. Front court, Nolan Kelly. Backside, Vina gets a touch for sure that time. And the Tigers retain their lead, and they are 2 points from the second set. Ryan Vina at the service line. Taken by Carnizas, backside Phillips, roofed. That is a monster block. And what a set for Princeton in blocking. They have 6 blocks tonight, 5 of them from set 2.
Wow.
None bigger than that. That puts them at set point, and CSUN will call their second and final timeout. Keep it here.
Yeah, and you almost knew that ball had to go to Jalen Phillips there. They seem like they're in a little bit of a rut after that incredibly hot streak in the beginning. You know, just maybe some miscommunication, some of the off-speed shots from Jalen. He really brought it there, but, you know, Princeton knows, hey, if they're going to break out of a run like this, they're going to go to their big gun. So kudos to them in this set.
Sitting with just the 1 kill, Jalen is in set 2 after a 7 for 8 set 1. And after the Matadors had that challenge upheld to bring it to 22-21, the Tigers have responded in a big way. They can win any of these next 3 points and tie up the match.
Yeah.
Once again, a 6 p.m. start on Friday night. Matadors return to the Big West. UC San Diego rolls in, and then the homestand continues next week. Jessup is here on the 19th, and then Long Beach State back on the air. We will be on the 27th. Long Beach State, number 2 in the nation. All right, Vina serving with 3 set points. Matadors out of timeouts. Tigers have 1 if they need it. And they're not going to need it because Vina serves an ace out of the timeout. And Princeton takes set 2, 25-21. We are level, 1 set apiece here in Northridge. Hope everyone's having a nice Wednesday evening. We'll be right back on ESPN+. For Princeton, Ryan Vina, 7 kills at 294. 3 aces, 8 errors for the Tigers. No aces, 9 errors officially for CSUN.
Some of these highlights here, you're seeing some of the physicality in that block coming alive on both sides of the net. We got a physical battle tonight, and just expect to see a lot of action. You know, tight balls. Owen can obviously get physical. You know, I think CSUN, for them, they just want to get back to what they were doing before. You know, Princeton did a good job of countering. It's a game of adjustments, and now essentially it's a best of 3. So there's plenty of volleyball left. Just try to limit some runs, get aggressive from the service line, and go back to your game.
You got to go all the way back to the USC match on February 4th, the last time the Matadors did not play a 3-set match. So
Wow.
this is the first time now in 7 matches that it will not be a 3-set match, win or lose.
Right.
So a little uncharted territory of late here for CSUN, as it's going to be. There has not been, other than that match, that's the only match that's gone 5 all year for CSUN.
Yeah.
So you had 6 in a row go 3, and 9 of the last 10 have gone 3. So this, we'll see how the Matadors respond. They responded nicely after an 8-day layoff in set 1. In set 2, the tables turned, and we'll see, as you pointed out, what goes now in the best 2 out of 3. Back to the original bench, and Owen Doffner will be the first server, right to left. And he puts it in the air, away we go. Set 3 is underway. Nolan Kelly out to the left pin. Ryan Vina, flag is up, and no touch. First point to CSUN. The leading attacker, 7 kills, misses to start the 3rd set. Good serve down the middle to Warner, backside, cross court, and knocking it down. He's getting a start in this 3rd set, Ambrose Engling.
It's a really smart play, and it wasn't his hardest swing, but just the perfect angle that was just right next to the tee of the sideline and 10-foot line, the right half of the court for CSUN.
Yeah, he's made the most of his minutes out there. Now 4 kills, an ace, 6 for 6 passing, and a block. And remember, he came off the bench late in set 1, and the Matadors cannot play it. Again, another tough Engling serve.
He's done a really good job coming off the bench for them. Been really just a spark plug. And they're doing a good job of finding the seam. So in between 2 passers for CSUN, that's where they're having the most trouble right now, as most passers do.
That's 2 aces for Engling out of their 4 total. Carnizas, pass that time right up the middle, and Lucas attacks the wall.
And I'll be interested to see if CSUN makes that adjustment. What worked so well for them in the first set, using the middle of the court, right? So your middles and your outsides coming out of the back row. So I'm interested to see if that was one of the big things that Coach Theo told them coming into this 3rd.
Nolan Kelly, backside, cross court, and good. Ryan Vina, he is 8 for 19. Tigers back on top.
Almost an identical swing to what we talked about from Ambrose earlier there. You see, it's not 100%, but it's just outside of Owen's reach.
Tristan Whitfield to our left. And from left to right, Carnizas. A little bit too much. The pass there to Phillips, can't get the set, or to Doffner, I should say, could not get the set. And point was due right there from the get-go for the Matadors.
And super, like, you just don't see that a lot from Carnizas, so I would not expect too many for him to overpass a ball like that again. So
4 serving 2. 4 of the last 5 after dropping the first point for the Tigers. Hank Kaufman, that is gonna go. So Kaufman's first kill since set 1.
Yeah. And once again, right, are they going to start using the middle of the court? We've seen 2 back-to-back kills for CSUN. Their last 2 points came from back row attacks in the middle of the court.
Shane Nem floats one down the middle to Ambrose. Out to the middle it goes, and that is going to go. Squeezes it in there. That's Ethan Wells. Theo Edwards going to take a look.
Yeah, almost immediately challenged that. The line judge, I don't want to say hesitated, but it was kind of a late call. I don't think it touched anyone on the block, but it's one of the better things right now. The challenges are being used for good reason, so that, you know, there's not as much pressure maybe on these referees.
First challenge tonight for the Matadors. Tigers 0 for 2 on the green card tonight. Being looked at by Robin Burton across the way. You see anything in real time that was for sure one way or another?
I couldn't tell. I thought it was long, and I thought any of that spin. Oh, wow, okay. Maybe there was a touch, because they could still look at those things as well, but it just, one of the things that I know about this place is there are some different camera angles, and we don't have them from the side. And on a call like that where it's long or short, it's kind of hard to see when you're staring at it head on. So that would be my guess right there.
The call stands. Nobody has won a challenge tonight, either side. Ryan Vina serving with a 5-3 lead. Down the middle to Kaufman, taking Carnizas wide, get it out to the left. Lucas cross court. Great dig by Rowan Alvear. Tipped up top. Carnizas will set the right. Phillips trying to get it through the wall. The ball was, I thought, popped back into the antenna.
Yeah, or on the outside of it, yeah. That portion of the net that's still there, that's wide of the antenna, if the ball touches it, that's out of bounds, so.
Yeah, that's the right call. It's CSUN's point. Schweisky getting an explanation.
Yeah, and I think he knows it was out of bounds, but he's saying the line judge is supposed to make that call. Did he see it? And I think everyone in the gym really knows.
All right, Phillips serving. The pass to Kelly, out of the back. Ambrose will score. Now Rowan Alvear giving the Tigers some libero play tonight. It must be Hayward.
It must be Hayward. Shout out to the East Bay area. My mom's from there. Mount Eden High School.
Wow. That's going wide. All right, Jordan Lucas rotation down by one. One set apiece, early moments of the third. Ball brought to the front row, ends up in a joust. And what's the call?
So
off of Princeton, that's a Matador point.
Off Princeton.
That's going to result in another argument. Either way, that
Sam's
whatever the call there.
Yeah. This one, that ball actually hit the scoreboard just ever so slightly. We won't be able to see that, but
one of those 50-50 balls, no matter which way the call went, you're going to have an argument here.
Sure.
So, yep.
I think Sam, takes all the time in conversations that he can now that he's lost a couple of challenges. He hasn't used a timeout yet, but it's okay to play this game, and he knows it very well.
All right, so discussion over. Matador point, 6-all. Jordan Lucas sends it in play. Front court Kelly, backside Vina, off 2 touches and nobody there to cover. Vina closing in on a double-digit night. He'll get it. And Ethan Wells will be the server. Lucas, pump it up. Left side, Kaufman off 2. That will go.
It's a really smart play. Go after the outside hands. Don't challenge the middle of the court where a bigger, stronger middle is when you have an undersized setter blocking you.
Left side off 2 touches.
Double. Here we go.
And from all the way back deep, free ball given up by Phillips. 7-all is the score. Out of the back, and Warner knocks it down.
Really good job there. Using that middle of the court. He just comes flying in, almost lands right on the net, but they've timed it so perfectly. Some of those back row attacks for Princeton.
Nolan Kelly down the middle, front court, Doffner backside, and Phillips, as he has been several times now, has been roofed. Started 7 for 8. Since then, 3 errors, been blocked 3 times. Left side Kaufman, 2 blockers up. Out of the back, and that will go for Jordan Lucas.
We've seen most of their electric kills have come from the back row. I'm really looking forward to seeing if they use that a little bit more. Love the interaction I'm seeing right now by Coach Theo and Jalen Phillips. Jalen's been a little bit frustrated, especially after that kill, and he's just telling him, you gotta find a way. You're our guy, you gotta find a way.
Owen Doffner with a nice serve. Kelly set the short side to Ambrose, can't get it down. Doffner to Kaufman, it does not clear. Princeton point.
Well, the argument here is, did Kaufman push it off and did it hit the net and then out of bounds, or did it touch the blocker?
I just thought it went right into the tape.
Yeah,
real time, but
you got the up ref who technically has the best view. He's right there. It's right in his face, but no challenge.
Tigers lead it by 2. Ambrose in the middle of the baseline misses that serve. Front court, Kelly. Backside, Vina. Double-digit night for Ryan Vina to put him up by 2 again.
They're just doing a really good job of using that matchup. Vina, their big, strong opposite. When they get a one-on-one, they just keep finding that area just right outside of Owen's depth. I'm curious to see if they make some sort of adjustment. Maybe the right side or the left side blocker stays inside, or the right side defender stays a little bit wider.
Upside Lucas down the line, kept alive by Kelly. It'll be a free ball sent over. Matadors looking to pull to within 1 again with Lucas.
Wow.
He got it.
Really fun play right there. A lot of times they call that an X. So Jordan Lucas will typically hit close to the up ref, but all of a sudden you see him in the middle of the court. I talked about the middle of the court earlier, but that was typically then from the back row, but they use the outside and bring him inside for the kill.
Shane Nem at the line, within 1 the Matadors are. Kelly out of the back, Ambrose right through the wall.
He is feeling it, man. I would give him every ball possible right now if I were the Princeton Tigers, whether it's in the front, the back, the left, the right. He has woken these Tigers up, and boy, did they need it after that first set.
Off the bench in the first set, and he's been an all-around court player. 12-10. Vina. Ball taken, Carnizas. Right side, Phillips into the wall and out. Jalen gets a kill.
And that's perfect timing, because last time Theo and Jalen were talking, he said you got to find a way. And if your swing's not working, or maybe it's miscommunication, or just a different timing, push it off the block. Just find a way. I love to see that Jalen's applying what Coach Theo told him.
11 serving 12 here in the third. It's 1 set apiece. Front court, Kelly out to the left, one-on-one situation, and that is won by Andrew Warner. Again, the pass from their libero, Rowan Alviar.
Just found that inside hand. We showed Owen making those diving plays earlier. Princeton's picked that up. Maybe change up your angle, your finish on the ball so that it ricochets out of bounds.
Warner, a 2-point lead. Front court, Doffner, run the middle. Grayson Albers, haven't called his name in a while.
And whether it's the outsides in the back row, even on a 2-ball, or using those middles, and those perfect passes, because Owen's so tall, it's even faster out of his hands to those middles reach.
Lucas serving, another tight first half to a set here. Backside, off 2, and then off Carnizas in the back, off the soft block, and Warner gets all of that. Ethan Wells serving. Penn State's at Pepperdine tonight. Waves won the first 2. Lions came back and won the third to push it to a 4th out at Firestone Fieldhouse. Left side, Kaufman wipes it off the Tiger block. Hank Kaufman, a smart shot. Also, UC Irvine won the first 2 sets at home over UC Santa Barbara. Big West play.
Love how Hank Kaufman's been able to come back from a slower set in set 2 and just get crafty on those not perfect sets. He's been getting around the block, using outside hands, recognizing his matchups and using them to his advantage.
Albers. Good serve out to the left side. And that is going to go on the block. Nem and Doffner. Off the touch from Ambrose Engling. Ties it up. Stat that had been going largely Princeton's way in the last couple of sets. Matadors get a block. Out to the left. Right back to Engling. And another block. Same duo up there.
And they're definitely going to need that going into this technical timeout. It's been a shaky little set and a half right now. CSUN needs the energy and the crowd behind them if they want to take this set.
Yeah, this is right where we were in set 1, 15-14. Kelly back to serve. Front court, Doffner, Kaufman off a touch, picked up by Warner, back row. Tigers, Vina from 9 steps off the net. Phillips covers the front row block, and Kaufman connects. Well, we were talking in the timeout how Jalen has been hitting 0 since set 1, so he's finding a way to make another play there and be useful in that way.
But I do appreciate, you could see Jalen is selling out on the defensive end, whether it's blocking or defensively by digging these balls up. He's just trying to stay engaged some way here, even when his offense isn't where it was before.
Right side cross court, and there's Engling again. Connects, ties it at 16.
There's having a lot of success using their right sides, whether it's England or Vena, and going after area 1, where either Jalen Phillips or Owen is playing in the back row.
Ambrose Engling to serve. So sophomore from Middleton, Wisconsin puts it in play to break the 16-all tie. Shane Nem.
How lucky are we to be able to watch Owen Doffner with one hand save an overpass and essentially put that on a tee for Shane, who also touches over 12 feet to smack it down with no block.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Doffner has saved several overpasses tonight. Yeah.
It's one of those things where as a passer, it kind of loosens you up because you know, like, hey, technically something that's an overpass, unless it's 4 feet off, but Owen can save that ball. It's a really cool luxury to have.
We are tied. Again, jump serve, Whitfield. Lucas on one knee. Right side, Phillips, and we'll get the kill. Goes cross court. Shane Nem back to serve. So you got Phillips in double digits for CSUN, Vina in double digits for Princeton. Backside, Vina here. the block, goes right back into him, and the Matadors are taking charge at the net.
Yes, using a physical play, change it up a little bit, right? It's a perfect situation where you're going to see, right? CSUN is serving, but they're going to put Jalen Phillips on the right side or the left side to match up with Vena. So forced a Princeton timeout, obviously. So maybe they're going to look to make some adjustments here.
And we'll leave it here. 9.5 blocks now for the Matadors tonight. After they had the first 4.5 tonight, Princeton took charge. Had 5 of the next 6 in the match. Actually 5 consecutive at one point. But then the Matadors now 9.5 to 7 at the net. Blocking. Hitting over 300 tonight. Hitting about 500 in this set, CSUN is. Still a 2-point lead. Winner of this set will take a 2-1 set lead. Baseball team at home this weekend against UC San Diego. Well, the Tritons are here in men's volleyball. That series will go on right here on campus.
That'll be a fun one. UC San Diego's head coach is our basketball coach, Andy Newman's brother. So I always find that to be pretty cool. Big West ties.
All right, out of Princeton's first timeout. Matadors lead it by 2. Shane Nem will put it in play. Nolan Kelly, run the middle. That is out, missed by Wells. Wells hitting zeros, and the Matadors have hit 20. Same chain of events so far to that of set 1. See if CSUN keeps it going here. Doffner all the way in the back will set Lucas, and he slams it through the wall.
This little hybrid serve from Shane. He's keeping it low to the tape. And a lot of movements happening, and it's giving the Tigers just absolute fits from the passing line.
We'll go to break this time. Princeton calls it second and final timeout. Matadors up 4 on ESPN+. 21-17. 4 points in a row for Shane Nem and CSUN. Out of Princeton's second timeout. Engling connects. Well, the Matadors hitting .579 in this third set. Princeton not too bad themselves, .292. But Matadors have been very physical in this third set. High hitting, great blocking, and Lucas, front courts, it goes, and run Grayson Albers. He's having a night again, 5 for 9 without an error. By the way, 7 blocks for Shane Nem tonight in a starting role. That's an ace. First one. First ace tonight for CSUN.
Yeah, and an electric serve. What a time to have it as well in that 1-6 seam. It's pretty surprising. You're going to put that, let that go in between Rowan right there.
10th ace of the year for Phillips. Hits the tape there. Alvear on the reception out to the right. Dug up by Carnizes. Lucas going up and got the corner.
Wow.
Jordan Lucas, 10 feet off the net, nails the far corner, and the Matadors have quite a few match points lined up. Substitution. England is now leaving. Back on the court will be Mellon. Haven't called his name for a while. Mellon got the starting nod, but he did not play in the second, and this is his first appearance in the third. Number 3 in the EIVA and kills. That's a little long.
Woo. A little bit of matrix action there, dodging that ball.
Andrew Warner serving. Matador still with 5 set points. Kaufman with the pass, the set for Lucas. Block back, CSUN will run it again. Lucas, little tip, wide open far corner. That goes, and Alvear making a circus play, picked it up, but it goes wide.
Left-handed tip, that was just incredible.
Set 3 to CSUN, playing fairly well most of the nights. Lucas had a very nice set, and by the way, he was at zeros after the second set, so he's now 9-3 and 20 for 300. And then Phillips picked it up again now at 421 with 11 kills.
Yeah.
And got the lone Matador ace at a big moment too.
Right, at a really big time when they needed it, kind of put it out of range for the Tigers, but as we've seen at the beginning of each of these sets, do not expect Princeton to go away. They are here for a reason. They can compete, as they've showed in the first half of every single one of these sets. It's just been tail ends.
Ryan Vina, 11 kills at 280. He's also 11 for 11 passing, and he's got 2 aces and 2 blocks. So set 4. It is Nolan Kelly right to left. Away we go. Front court, Owen Doffner. Backside, Kaufman. Through the wall, dug up in the back. And this ball set, left side. Engling, dug cross court, Carnizas. Lucas, that's blocked. First point already. Princeton gets a block stat that the Matadors controlled in sets 1 and 3. Tigers controlled it in set 2. 8th Tiger block. Nolan Kelly serving. Princeton hitting .218 overall tonight. They hit .231 in their win on Monday. Front court, Doffner. Out to the left, Phillips over the wall. Out to the right side, Vina. Long second point to this 4th set. Phillips slams it off the wall. Jalen Phillips has 12 kills. But again, it wasn't necessarily their offense that did it on Monday. It was the incredible numbers they had on defense at the biggest of moments as well, that they were able to withstand that Triton rally and get their biggest win in a very long time, certainly the biggest win of the year. That ball's flying out, an attack error. CSUN get that point. Kaufman, ball taken by Vina, out to the right side, and there is Englund again.
Yeah, he's just been the spark plug for them. This is probably the story for, I think, for Princeton tonight, as what he has brought to the table, coming off the bench, a little bit of a recharge. He got pulled at the end of this last set. Excited to see what he does in this 4th.
So he and Warner sitting with 9 kills apiece now behind Vina's 11 backside. Phillips gets his own ball back and will set Phillips cross court. Ball dug short. Cross court there. That is out of bounds. Missed by Warner. Tough miss.
Yeah.
They had all the court to use. And yeah.
Jordan just showing off the flexibility right there. Incredible.
Nem sends a soft serve down the sideline. Out to the right, and the ball is blocked right back into Vina. Grayson Albers and Jalen Phillips.
I think they're going to see a lot more of that. You put Jalen Phillips on Vina, who can match with his physicality. That's the second time he's gotten a block that actually goes off of Vina.
Front court out to the left, and the sideline is no good for Andrew Warner. He's missed a couple of early ones in the 4th, and CSUN has won 3 in a row.
Heck of a swing, but he just misses it wide.
Shane Nem, nice rotation. He's had a big night, 7 blocks. There's Whitfield.
It's just so interesting when you watch men's volleyball and you see so much power and the athleticism, how much a float serve, which is essentially a knuckleball, gives these passers fits, and it just really neutralizes some of the big physical athletes. Whoa, off the scoreboard.
Off the scoreboard from the pass. Matadors get it back and win the point. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Who put that there, right? No,
off the scoreboard and you end up winning the point.
Right.
Get the ball back.
The funny thing is, if that scoreboard wasn't there, that probably goes over and maybe even out of bounds, but it kind of worked out for Jordan there.
Wow. Phillips, lone ace for CSUN, slams one down the middle, left side, tip. Matadors Doffner, oh, he didn't even have to do that. He was off balance.
Yeah.
He tried to go to hit the sideline, but I don't know, it was better served, I think, to
yeah, it's a tough situation. I understand it, but the thing was, he took that second ball and he was actually playing as a left front blocker. He's typically on the right front, so they did that for the matchup, right? They're trying to kind of disguise and use their bigger blocker where they think the ball's going to go. So that's why you're seeing Jayla on the left, or even Owen right there on the left. So ball comes to him. It's like, I'm not really used to setting the offense from that side. Why not take a crack at it?
All right, CSUN by 2 with Vina to serve. Kaufman on his knees with the reception and run. Grayson Albers stays errorless in the middle.
And you just wonder, how long is it going to take for Princeton to maybe just commit block? If it's a good pass, let's just commit on Grayson, because the speed of the quick set for CSUN is so fast.
Vina, ball dug Carnizas. Matadors looking for a 4-point lead. Phillips, not yet. And Doffner goes up and scores. Albers also went up. As Doffner will get his 3rd kill.
Yeah.
8-4, biggest lead of set 4 for CSUN. Looking to win it in 4. Cross court, Vina, that's no good. Matadors by 5.
I guess that Sam Schweisky lets this go for just one more point before this gets out of hand.
Overpass there. Albion his worst pass of the night, and the Matadors take advantage of it. Rowan Albion with the overpass, and the CSUN Matadors are in double digits. Lead it 10-4. We will go to our break here with Sam Schweisky calling his first time out on ESPN+. Out to a 6-point lead. They have never led by more than this tonight. Up 2-1. Matadors are balanced tonight. 3 players in double digits, hitting .340 overall. Nolan Kelly in the middle, run the middle. That's going to go down for Ethan Wells, his 4th kill.
It really starts with the pass right there. They've been taking their pass, the float serve passes with their hands, and it really slows down your approach. So using your platform, maybe taking a step back so that you still have a runway as an attacker.
Jump serve, Warner, and the ball taken by Lucas. Sends Carnizas backwards, brings it back in play. Kaufman free ball up top. Looking for back-to-back points, and Andrew Warner connects. Warner serving, 6 looking at 10. Doffner backside, Phillips is going to get blocked. Anglin with Hill, or Wells I should say, 10-7, that's 3-0 out of the timeout. Warner still serving. And is out of bounds. Matadors will certainly take that. 11-7, them back on. Nem has had a season high in blocking with 7. He is 1 away from matching his career high set last year against UCSB. Kelly backside and right on cue. Nem up there for his 8th block. That matches his career high.
That's awesome. Really good stuff. And Venus then a little bit cold right now. They've done a good job of taking away his cross-body swing. I think they're okay to do that. They trust Owen to go one-on-one with the outside here. Albers a tough serve with a 5-point lead. Left side, 2 blockers up. Lucas will put it to the front row. Kaufman against 3 blockers. Out of the back, Lucas, and I don't think that ever cleared. What do they call it, back row attack? Might have been that, but it didn't clear either, so yeah. Either way, 4-point game now. Theo Edwards taking advantage of the moment, talk to his setter. And Ethan Wells the serve. It's no good, 13-8. So Nem has matched his career high in blocking. We're keeping an eye on one other possible career high tonight, and that's Chris Carnizas actually in digging. He is 2 digs away from his career high of 13. He's sitting at 11 right now. Front court. Wow. Kelly off the tape and down. That goes for Werner. Really impressive series there by Princeton. That was a heck of a serve. For them to get that point and from that back row has just been kind of money for them. Nolan Kelly at the line, whistle. A little wet spot at the 10-foot line, going to be wiped up by Rowan Alvear. 13-9 is the score. Princeton with 1 timeout left. The Matadors up 2 sets to 1. Looking to get to 7-1 at home. It's going to be basically a must-win, even though it's only the second conference match on Friday. Out to the left on the pin, Phillips 1-on-2. Matadors get it back. Go to Kaufman on the right, mishit it. It's dug up. Uh-oh. A little bit out of the reach there, tapped over by Englund. Phillips, the tape. Right side, Vina, across the court, Kaufman, long 23rd point here, out to the left. And everybody getting a touch. Phillips bumped over on the overpass. Tigers have it back, left side. Swing there for England, can't get it down. And the Matadors, let's see, the block is out, but they're coming up that the ball dropped in. This could be challenged. I was blocked out by the top of my monitor here. Let's see. We'll get a good look here, unless there's. I can't tell. Out. Yep. Right I've been wrong so many times, I get nervous. Right in front of Larry Schwartz, so he certainly had a better look. The only question is that part of the ball touched the sideline. I don't know. Right. I'm going to look at it. Once again, I think I told the viewers this potentially. Where are we getting these shots? So this might. It's hard to tell from there because you can't really see the line on the opposite side of the ball. Right. Yep. So that's going to be tough. Oh man, that looks close. I actually. Now, if you look at the shadow. Oh God. Yeah, call's going to stand. It was a very quick look. Yeah, she seemed confident with it. Theo does a good job, I think, of managing that relationship with the down ref as well. He said, You saw it as out. You said clearly out. Hey, we got to move on. There's nothing I can do to kind of milk that, change this. You know, you want to keep that down rep on your side for some of those long calls, or especially if you just want to have a longer conversation. So
it might have been the longest point of the night. And it goes Princeton's way, 13-10. Nolan Kelly. Goes to Lucas, front court, run the middle, Shane Nem.
it's just the most connection that they're having. You know, it's not a bad night at all on the pins for Owen, but there just seems to be a little bit of disconnect sometimes. So just keep using those mids. It's been so efficient.
And Kelly to Whitfield. I don't believe he ever cleared. So no block, just a straight hitting error, 15-10.
A little sticky tonight in the Matadome. I think it's sweating a little bit. Gotten to the 80s today.
Yeah, very hot. Going to be hot the rest of the week as we hit the 2-hour mark exactly here in Northridge. 15-10 in the fourth, out to the right side. Carnizas front court, run Nem off his fingertips and hit it wide. He's had 3 hitting errors tonight. That's his third one that was mishit. Pepperdine ends up winning in 4 at home over Penn State. 25-16 was their final score, all 3 of their set wins. 15-11 here, jump serve, out of bounds. 11 service errors for Princeton. UC Santa Barbara took the third set in Irvine. Extended to a fourth. Shane Nem down the sideline. That is good from Engling. Double-digit night off the bench. Ambrose Engling makes it 12, looking at 16. That's down the middle to Kaufman. Kaufman gets it right back. Wow.
I know that's just great execution there. You like to see it because Tristan Whitfield had one of his better serves of the night. Kaufman ate it up. Why not reward the guy that just gives you a great pass? Let him go to work from the back row. Have a huge kill for you.
Phillips, that's no good. Ryan Vina to serve. Tigers kind of hanging around here in the fourth. Remember, they were in danger for a moment there. Phillips, a hard swing, a whistle.
Net,
and net violation called on Princeton.
Looks like it was on Andrew Werner.
Princeton with 1 timeout left as Jordan Lucas puts it in play. Nolan Kelly out to the left, and Owen Doffner gets his second block solo of the night, matching his total coming in.
And with authority as well. My goodness, that ball was down before the attacker or the blocker hit the floor. That was quick.
19-13, it matches CSUN's biggest lead of the night and up 2 sets to 1 from a nice non-conference win. Front court Kelly, all tipped over. Phillips front row, Doffner out to the left, high off the wall. Kaufman can't get it down, in transition, Englund overpass from Phillips and out. But how about 2 block solos tonight from Owen Doffner? He's got 5 total, running a 3-0-3 attack, setting 3 players in the double figures. Five-point game, and Warner with 11 kills. 3 Tigers with 11 kills. He's one of them. Oh, got Malcolm King coming in. Yeah, Malcolm King, 6'5", fourth-year junior, middle out of Long Beach. Last time we talked to you, we called his name for the first time in a couple of years. Malcolm King, this will be set number 6 of the year for him out of the Matadors' 55 total sets, and there's Albers.
He's having a great time. He's a really fun player to watch. New to the middle position this year, and he jaws through the net. He has a blast. How could you not love watching him play this position?
7 for 11 without an error. A couple of blocks also. Matadors have hit 20. Out to the right side, and there is Vina. Team high 12 kills. Wells puts it in play. Front court out to the left. Kaufman, flag is up, no touch. Kaufman 11 for 26 with 5 errors now. And Wells, as the Tigers are back within 4. Left side Kaufman, and that is no good. Back-to-back misses for Kaufman. So every time you think the Matadors are ready to put this thing away, Tigers keep fighting back. And they're back within striking range.
Yeah, timeout here by Theo. Not letting it get too close. We'll just settle our guys down. Yeah, looks like we're going to stay here, but you know, the sub out for Jalen, you know, maybe get him a little bit of a breath. I wouldn't, you know. So they just got to clean some things up. I think they're going to be okay. You know, got some good attackers out of the back row and the front row, so we should be good.
So 3-0 mini run for Princeton to cut their deficit in half. Keep an eye on some potential career nights here. Of course, Nem has already matched his career blocking night of 8. We're looking at Chris Carnizas, his digging. He's now got 12. That is a new season high. 1 away from matching a career high there. Now, Owen Doffner, by the way, he's got 5 blocks. That matches a career high, believe it or not. And he came in. Yeah, he came in as a leading blocker on CSUN with 31, but he's never had more than 5 in a match. Did that against Purdue Fort Wayne in January. He's done that now 3 times in his career. 20-17. There's Shea Nem killing out of the middle and out of the timeout. An important point out of a timeout, 21-17.
Such a quick attack right there. Nothing you can really do when you can get crafty and he's hitting above you.
CSUN serving tonight, 1 ace and now 13 service errors. Jalen Phillips had 7 blocks against Lincoln Memorial this year. He's sitting at 6 right now, so handful of things on the cusp or breaking a new high individually for these Matadors, who are 4 points from a win There's a Princeton kill from the middle of the court. Nolan Kelly to serve. They pulled to within 2. Princeton hitting zeros in this 4th set. And they're within striking range, but they miss a serve long there.
Yeah, an untimely miss right there. But they're very much in this. You want to keep this quick if you're Princeton. Jalen Phillips come back into the game.
Kaufman at the line, 22-19. Alviar on the reception, out to the left, Vina. Dug up, Carnizas on the second ball. Phillips off his fingertips, it looked like, but it was good enough, right through the wall.
Yeah, snuck it in there, right off of that new tape that he just took himself out for, yeah. The tape on that finger looks like he had to come out, might have been bleeding or something like that. Just snuck it right through.
He is 14 for 30 with 4 errors, 333. 2 points from a win is CSUN. Phillips keeps it alive. Wow, what a save there. Lucas from 10. Oh, he missed it. A little long. That was a great second ball there from Phillips. Yeah,
I love his aggression there.
So Ambrose Engling is the server. 20 looking at 23. Carnizas on the reception. Kaufman set Lucas left side. That block is going out of bounds. Jordan Lucas.
Oh, jeez. You scared me. You throw it right there.
Puts it down. And CSUN will have 4 match points to get to 11-5 on the season. Shane M puts it in play. Kelly a back set. Vina cross court, and it is good. Very close, but it is good from Vina. And now Tristan Whitfield will have to win 3 consecutive serves to keep the match alive. Whitfield is going to serve straight down the middle of Kaufman. Doffner, Phillips, 1-on-2, wipes it off the block. That is it on the 15th kill for Jalen Phillips. And CSUN wins the set 25-21. Go to 11-5. Princeton falls to 4-8. Matadors are also 7-1 here in Northridge, with UC San Diego coming in on Friday night at 6 o'clock. Well, pretty good night all around. Nice win in non-conference play.
Yeah.
A lot of guys were on the cusp of either a career high or close to a career high, so you had a lot of individual efforts tonight.
Right, and there's some good volleyball you're seeing on both ends. Both those sets winded some pretty good rallies and some tight situations. So CSUN definitely appreciates Princeton coming out.